audible? Just confirm in chat. Okay. So in today's day session, we had seen the project setup and tried to replicate the YouTube home screen, right? So there were a lot of things which we did, and to make it clear, we'll have to see the theoretical part of those. So this session will be more over the theoretical part rather than the practical. We'll be understanding all those theory concepts first of all, so that in the later stages when we build another project and we go with the advancements, we understand what we're actually building. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay, let me just open this. First of all, let's start with the introduction to JavaScript. What is actually JavaScript? Anyone? Do you know about JavaScript? What do you know about JavaScript? Anyone? So basically, JavaScript is a programming language for the browsers, which is usually used to make websites interactivity and make the website dynamic. So that's the most of the use case of JavaScript. Without JavaScript, of course, we can display the content, but it would be the static content, right? And then the real world examples you can see where JavaScript gets used is like login forms, or maybe like image sliders, galleries, or shopping carts, right? If you have ever visited like Flipkart or Amazon something, you would see like there the cart usually zero, but when you add an item to the cart shows you a notification badge of like a counter, basically 1, 2, 3, something like that, right? So it is updated dynamically. So for that, JavaScript is usually used. So in that case, what we can write here is JS is a programming language used to make website interactive and dynamic. Okay, and examples are like login form, image sliders, or e-commerce carts, right? So these are the basic real world examples. Where does JavaScript runs? There are two ways basically. The main is of course browser. JS runs inside the browser. Either it's your Chrome or Edge or even Firefox or any other Brave, etc. Right? So it runs on browsers, and then we have also a server. You can also run JavaScript on server, which we have to use Node.js to run on server, right? Usually on server we run like C++ or a Python, Rust. But if you want to run JavaScript on server, you can use Node.js for that. What are the examples? The basics example for the JavaScript code, that is like console.log, and you can do like hello world. How many of you have used like Python or any other programming language earlier than JavaScript? Which programming language have you used earlier? Anyone? Like C++, Python, or any other? Have you used? Hmm? Okay, no worry. So, like, if you print in like console.log hello world, and then itself give you the output of hello world. Same way in Python, if you use like print statement, or in C, you have print of a system.out.println, something like that, right? So that's the same code in JavaScript looks like console.log, and inside that, whatever you write, that get the output. Okay. So basically, a main question shall come. Why should you learn JavaScript first of all? So in that case, in JavaScript, you can use basically like do front end development. You would be able to do. You would be able also do like back end development. Nowadays, even mobile applications are built with JavaScript. Even desktop apps, games. So to give you an overview about this, in websites, you can use of course React.js, right? Then to make mobile applications, you, you have React Native that also uses a JS JavaScript. To make desktop apps, you can use Story or Electron. So basically, JavaScript is that language. It's kind of a global. Basically, you are able to use JavaScript for any kind of things you can imagine. Even now, for the AI as well, JavaScript is now being used. But of course, Python is dominating in that field. But other than that, like websites, mobile application, desktop application, games, everything nowadays, JavaScript is being widely used. Okay. So like popular technologies, if you see around the JavaScript, are like for React, and their purpose is mostly like front end. For back end, you can use like Node.js. Then Express is for like REST APIs you can make. Then you have like Next.js, that is mostly like full stack. And for React Native is mostly mobile app, right? Mobile app. So these are the like popular technologies and their purposes, how it is used. React you use for front end, Node.js for back end, Express.js for REST API, Next.js for full stack, React Native you can use for mobile applications. Okay. Now coming to JavaScript. Now in JavaScript we have variable. What is a variable? Variable is basically nothing that a container which stores data, right? We can add some data types, maybe like let name is equal to yes. Okay. Now here name is the variable name, and value which is storing that is yes. Okay. So name is the variable here, and yes is the value of the variable. Okay. Now how do we declare variables? Declaring variables, we have multiple assignments. Like we can use let age is equal to maybe like 25. Then value can be changed in this case. Like if we did 25, and we can override by age is equal to 26. And then if you do console.log and age, so value shall be 26. So if we are using let to declare any variables and values, that can be updated. So currently, if you see, we are writing let age is equal to 25, and then we are overwriting age to 26. And if you console age, it shall come 26. Let's just test. And this program is JS compiler, and let's try it out. Let age is equal to 25, age is equal to 26. and console.log, and when you run, you shall get 26, right? You can zoom it. Now, if you see, we did let age is equal to 25, and then we overwrited age to 26 value, and when we consoled, we got 26 output. So these are one of those variables assignment. The other is const. By the word even const, you can understand that it is a constant and it cannot be changed. So if we write maybe like const country, and suppose that it's India, and if it try to do country is equal to USA, it won't. It shall throw error because it's a constant. If you see, it throw an error assignment to a constant variable because const variables cannot be updated, right? Now we also have an where. It's an old method basically. Uh, we used to use earlier. Nowadays we generally use let. The thing is earlier where global and scope level things. Nowadays everything is in a global function, so we generally use let. But you can also use where. So if you like you use where country is equal to India or something else, then we can update that as well. Okay. So we had three things here: let, const, and where. We have these three things. Let is basically function scope. Const is cannot be updated, and where is global scope basically. Okay. In this case, if you think of an example, we can say suppose that let total of a cart is maybe like 700. Okay, 700, and maybe like if you want to add some discount, right? So you can do like total minus discount. Let's give it a price of discount maybe 200, right? So now what will happen? Total equal to total minus 200. So now eventually console, when you do the console log, now you would get 500, right? So this way you can do that. Now about the data types. Is it clear about this let, where, and const? Clear about the variable, everyone? Okay, let's move. Now we have the data types. Data types define what kind of like data we are storing, right? So either it's like text data or basically it's a string number or whatever. So in that case, if we write let name is equal to yes, and when you console it, console.log type of name itself give you a string. Let's try it out. Copy and console.log type of name, and it shall give you string, right? So unlike same, we have number as well. Same like let age is equal to 21, then it's a number. We have an boolean as well, which is like true or false. Then we have like undefined, null, and different types of. Then we also have null, undefined, and then we have object data type. I guess in the day session we had already seen about this array of objects, right? When we were displaying about this video thumbnail. So how did we store that information? Yes, see, like we can do a const user information and object notation is basically the under the brackets, curly brackets. So inside the curly brackets, we define key and then their values. So name is like Yash. Then we can also define like age, and age is maybe like 25. And then if you are some other objects, if you want like is subscribed or not, so is subscribed, then you can do like true or false, right? So now you have an object like this. This is an object assignment like this. You can have the data stored. Then we have an array. Array is basically designed as a block level. So in the array, you can add same different types of data as well. You can add either in string or a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. You can store, or if you want, you can even store array of objects. You can store array of numbers, array of strings, anything you want, right? 7. Now in this case, we already seen about the object and array both. Now there is operators. Operators, you already know about the arithmetic operators like plus, minus, right? There are like plus, minus, multiplication, and division, right? So we already do have this. You can simply use this like let me build result is equal to a plus b value. You can pass on like 10 plus 15, and it shall give you 25, right? Same way for the subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then we have also a modulus operator, modulus, which returns a remainder basically. So maybe I can just show you here. Let's do like 10 plus 2. So for plus, you can see how it works. Same way for minus, all this arithmetic operation runs. Same for modulus, you can do like 10 mod by 3. Modulus sign is basically percentage sign. So 10 mod 3, it shall give you 1 because the remainder is 1. 3 3 is 9, 1 is the remainder. So you get the remainder here by the modulus. Now we have the comparison operators as well. Like if 10 is greater than 3 or not, so it shall give you true. If it is less than, then it shall give you false, right? So we have the comparison operators greater than, equal to. One more thing here, if you want to check for the equals, usually we check by 3 equals to give you the strict equal checks. In that double equals sometimes fails. So if you are ever have to check with the equals, then use 3 equals. Okay. Then we have logical operators. We have logical operators. Logical operators, we have like and, which is something true or true. So maybe like in this scenario, you can tell like is logged in and is admin. So there are two conditions you want to fulfill. So in that case, you can use and operator here. Then same way you can do with or, like either one of them. So you can do like this. Either one of them shall be true in this case. If not true in that case, then you can do this. It will be an opposite exclamation with, it will be an opposite values. So if the value is true, then it will return false in that case. Not, we call it, right? Then we have like type conversion we can do. We have type conversion. So suppose that you have an like a string. Maybe let me do in here is let age is equal to 25. You have in a string and you want to convert it into the number. So let converted is equal to, sorry, let converted is equal to number, and then we can pass the age, and when we console that converted, it shall give me the number. And now if we do type of, it will give me number, right? Because we converted from string to number. Okay, same way we can do with number to string, and then when we convert, it shall give me a string, right? So we can do string to number, we can convert number to string. The best case example is for the age itself. Okay, then we have conditions. We have conditions. First of all is if statement, which looks like let age is equal to 18, and we want to check if they are allowed or not to visit. So let age is equal to greater than equal to 18. Sorry. Then only allow them. So it can fall back into the if statement. Only if this statement is correct, then only proceed. If not, then do not. Right. So let me just show you here. Let age is equal and console.log adult. So if age is greater than like 18, then it will show adult, and if it's less than that, then it will show nothing because it just got skipped, right? Then we have if else. So in that case, if age is greater than 18, then show adult. If not, then show console.log not adult or maybe child. So now if age is 8, then it shall show me children, and if it's 18, then it shall show me adult. Now we have if else if, right? So multiple if condition. In that case, the best example would be to show maybe marks or grades. So for that, let marks is equal to maybe 75, right? And then if marks is greater than equal to 90, we can say that grade is A. Else if marks is greater than equal to 70, we can say B, or else simply C. Console.log C. So in 75, it shall fall between this, right? So it shall give me B, right? So this is the if else if statement. Now we have switch statement as well. In switch, let's suppose maybe we can check. Okay, we can check by day. So let day is equal to 2, and we can pass by day, and then we can provide case. Case 1 is equal to console.log Monday, and then break. Then we have case 2, then console.log Tuesday. And if nothing, then make it to default. In that we can provide console.log unknown, maybe unknown. Let me run this. Now we are getting in as days 2, then we are getting Tuesday, and if it's 1, then we'll get Monday, and if something different, then we shall get unknown, right? So we saw if else if, we if else and if else if, then we also saw switch statement as well. Now we have loop. We had already seen in React, right? We had implemented dot map that similarly works with the for loop. So in that case, for loop, it repeats itself. So in that case, you can write something. Let I is equal to 1. I guess you would have solved some of the patterns or something like those in your semester 1 or something in C++ or Python maybe. Okay, so in that case, like console.log, and we can print I, and then console 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? For each time until I is less than equal to 5, it ran and it printed every time the I. So that's why we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we have a while loop here. So same way, for while loop we have like let I is equal to 1, then you have like while I is less than equal to 5, and then you can do console.log I, and every time it runs we can do I plus plus, so that I starts with 1, and until it's less than 5 or less than equal to 5, it will run. So again we shall get 1 2 3 4 5. Now we have do while as well. So instead of this, we do and console.log same I will do I plus plus, and we'll write while I is less than equal to 5. It will do the same thing 1 to 5, 1 to 3 over 5. Right. We can do this something for like displaying products or something as well. Okay. Now we have functions. Until now, is it clear or not? The things I have explained so far, is it clear? Or if you have any doubt, not having any doubt, I guess you shall proceed further. Okay. Now then we have functions. Function maybe like greet, and we can do hello world console dot log welcome to JS, and then call the function welcome to JS gets printed, right? We can now also pass as in parameters. If you know, in the description we had already seen passing as properties, right? So now we can do welcome to and plus name, and if I pass welcome, and if I pass your name, it shall print welcome. Yes, great. Now we can also do function with return. So we can accept like two parameters. Function may be addition. Okay. And then which accepts A and B. And then return A plus B. And then we can call the function let result is equal to add, and then we can pass two variables like 10 and 20, and when we console we shall get 30. Console.log result, it shall give us 30. Now our code remains same. We can just change the values and then it shall give me the output, right? Now we have same, like this was the function, we have now arrow function. So arrow function shall look like similar but a different way, like this. And then it shall do same thing, return A plus B. And then we can same call with the function, right? So this is like arrow function. We did the normal function as well. And then we can do, I guess, yes, that's it. The function and the global function. Now we have scope. How we can access the variables. I guess in the starting we saw about let, const, and where, right? So let's do it like let name is equal to yes, and then we can access those function. So name we can do, and then we can do console.log. And then if we do call the function, it shall show the value yes. Okay. Now we have a called local scope, where this can go inside a function. That was the global scope. Now that's in the local scope, which is accessible inside this function only. So let age is equal to 21, and then we can do console.log age. It will give me 21, and if I do here test and another console.log age, it will give me error. So let me just show you this. I'm writing this, and then when I do age, it will throw me an error, right? Because age is defined inside this local scope, and I cannot access that value outside this function. Okay. Now we have called block scope. Block scope, what we can do is maybe in if statement we can tell if something is true, then we can tell let's say it is equal to maybe Delhi, and then we can do console.log city. So if we done outside that statement or block, it shall throw us an error, right? It is not defined, correct? Because it is defined inside a block and cannot be accessed outside that. Now we have arrays. Let maybe fruits or cities. You can do like apple, mango. This way you can define arrays. To access those arrays values, you can do like console.log fruits, and at an index level, either on the first index The it shall get apple on the second index. It shall go with mango. Okay. One thing. Do you understand why it starts with zero rather than one? The first value is in the zero, not the one. In arrays, to access the first value, you should use from the zero index, not the first. Okay, the indexes start from the zero. And if you want, you can also like remove one of these arrays data, or you can push. So there are multiple things called like fruits dot push, and you can add something like banana, or you can also drop on the last one. So it will add banana. This will remove the last one. Okay. Then you can also do on the console. So you can do like for each, and then access that, and you can do console.log for fruits, right? So this way, like you will be able to do the push and then pop and then again fruits, right? So if I don't do the push, so you shall get the banana as well, right? So you are now getting the banana. Okay, sorry, I'm accessing all those. That's why it was returning an array. Now it shall return apple and mango. Okay, so if there is no an pop, it shall return all those three, right? For the object we have already seen, and to access values from object, we need to see const data is equal to like name is equal to yes, then we have age is equal to 25, and we want to access some values. To access a value, we need like data dot name, so it shall give me the output of yes. Okay, so this is the most of the JavaScript's basic things. I hope this is clear. Until now, is it clear? Please opt for poll. Hmm. So now we can proceed with maybe like ES6. What we had already discussed about the JavaScript basics, right? All the data types, variables, loops, while. Okay, so when those things are clear, now we can move with ES6 and other things. So ES6. So in the modern time, what we are using, that is the ES6, which is called ECMAScript. ECMAScript was in it, earlier we were using CommonJS, which is also called CJS. Now we are using ES6. ES6 introduced like many features that made like JavaScript much more like cleaner, shorter, and everything. So the best example, the difference you will see in this import statements. Earlier we used to write something const data is equal to like require, and then we were importing some packages like this. Now we are using in ES6, we are directly using import statement from and which package, right? Now in that case, sorry, one more example if I can share. Okay, like is where name is equal to yes, and then we can do like function greet, and we have to write like console dot log name or like hello plus name. Hello plus name we used to write earlier, right? Now we can do simply const name is equal to yes, and you can directly in arrow function. Const greet is equal to a blank, and then we can simply write console.log in this hello, and then we can define name. So earlier we used to write without ES6. Earlier than ES6 we used to write this way. Now we are able to write simply in this manner, right? This is the code. Now, what is the important features of ES6? The main thing are like Latin const, we have arrow functions, we have template literals, we can also use destructuring, we have spread operators, we have like rest operators, we have classes, modules, promises, we have now the advanced things to work with this. Okay. Now, we had already seen about the let const and where, so we had earlier so much an issue with that. Now it's simply we can solve all those with of ES6, right? Arrow function we have already seen inside this. We have like template littles. I just explained about this one. How we are now able to handle in single string directly rather than the plus. So we can now create a dynamic strings with the help of this in the ES6. Now we can also implement multiple variables. You can include like here name or age or everything, right, within the same string. We are now able to support with like multi-line strings with the help of this backtick. We are now able to support multi-line strings. Then we have D structure. Uh, for D structure, I need to show you example. So suppose that you have const colors, you have red, green, and blue. Right. So you can simply destructure like first and second. So if you do this from the colors, you are able to destructure. And once you do console.log first, and then you will get the red. For the second, you will get the green. So in the ES6, it's now possible to destructure as well. So same way we can do with the object as well. So object, I guess, instead of this, we can do first and second maybe, and then we have like first value one, and then we can have like second. So so now you can get the first and second now from the object as well, right? Then we have spread operators. In that case, for spread operators, we can show like const arr array 1, 1, 2, 3, and const array 2. We can simply do the copy array by 3 dot and then array 1. So now we can simply copy the array 1 into complete new instance. Now to merge two different arrays, we can do like 3, 4, and 5. So const new array can be destructuring both array 1 and array 2. So now it shall contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a single array. So this is how we can merge object. Same we can do merge object as well. Same like as an array, like const user. You can define name is equal to yes, and then const updated user. You can tell maybe, and you can tell destructuring by user, and then you can provide age is equal to 21. So now in the updated user, you have the name from the user object and age as in 21. So now you have two things inside the updated user. That's how we can use the object destructuring. We also have like rest operators. So suppose that you are having a function and you know there is one a b or maybe multiple, so you can use simply numbers. Yes. So when you do not have a fixed thing, so simply you can return with rest operator, and you can simply do console.log numbers, right? So either you pass 1 or 2 or even 4, so you can simply pass on the numbers and everything will be destructured. Now the example can be with this sum, like either it's 1 or 2 or 3 variables. You can simply do the sum function here. Then we have like a array map that is similar to the for loop and for each we just saw, right? Then we have also filter. We implemented the tab-based filter in the website we made in the day session, right? So we have map, we have filter, which we had already done. Then we have new thing called find. So find basically which returns the first matching item. Either it's you are searching with the arrays or something. So example I need to show here. So maybe like const users is equal to array, and here id is 1, name is equal to John, and then we can do id is 2 with name is equal to yes, and then we can do the const find const user is equal to user dot find user, and user dot id is equal to 2. So once it gets, we can do the console dot log user, and it shall give me this object, right? So this way you can do the find, which gives you the first matches object, and if you do filter, then it will give you the array of objects. So there is a difference between filter and find. Find gives you the first match object, and filter gives you the all matches object. Okay. The for each we have already seen. Then we have a thing called reduce. So reduce can be used for the making of some function. Examples you can take like numbers is equal to maybe 10, 10, 10, 30 maybe, and then you can do like const total is equal to numbers dot reduce, then sorry, some num, and then we can do some plus num with 0. Sorry. Oh, and then we can do console.log total. So this way, like we can do the sum of like 20, 20, 30, it shall give me 60. So that's how reduce works. Now we have DOM manipulations. DOM manipulations is something which we need to update in the tray. So either we can use something called maybe if there is something h tag with an id is equal to title, maybe like there is h1 tag with id is equal to title and values maybe hello. So in that case, h1 tag. Okay. Now in that case, if you want to update with the help of JS, now what you can do is do the const heading is equal to document dot get element by id, and by the id's title, document by id. So once you have this, you will be able to get these values from here, document.get element by id. And once you have the heading, you can simply update that, right? So if you want to update a text here, what you can do simply inner text, and you can simply update hello world, and you'll be able to update the DOM element like this. Or if you want to change the styles or something, then you have function called style, maybe dot color, and then you can undo here black or something. So this is how you are able to update the DOM elements. Either you can change text, change style, even you can create element with this. There are multiple events in DOM. We have multiple events like click, we have submit, then we have on change, we have key up. So any if you press any buttons in the keyboard, so you can use that key up to detect. We have also mouse over. So if you want to detect if my mouse is there or not, so you can have this mouse over event, right? So these are the multiple events you can target with. Then we have asynchronous JavaScript, so that you can call this function without waiting over them. We'll be seeing all those things, right? So up to now, is it clear or not? Whatever we have seen so far, is it clear up to now? This was the basics of JS. I guess more than this, on the same day, it will be a much more difficult for you to understand all those things, because I guess JavaScript is itself a very vast topic. What I will do is I'll keep this session this short for now, and I'll prepare a PDF for you all, and I'll share it by morning. Okay, so you can go through all those things by the day, and in the night, I guess we have this session, right? So we can continue further in the next session, maybe. Is it okay for you all? Because if I even teach further, uh, I guess that would be too much on the same day to understand. Because JavaScript itself is too much.
Playing from Yash's Mac Mini.
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll keep the session till this only, and I'll prepare a complete PDF basically, having all those notes, and I'll be sharing you by tomorrow morning. So go through that PDF by the day, and then when we proceed with the React part on the tomorrow session, then we can see all those. Uh, is there any doubt until now? So you can ask. If there is any doubt till now. You can wait for some time, and if there is any doubt, you can ask. Was any doubt? Okay, then I guess we can keep the session short. I'll just stop the recording, and I guess it's only 1 hour, so we'll have to adjust somewhere in the half hour. We'll extend in some session. Okay. No, it's for that we'll be completing this syllabus, everything, so nothing will be left out. Okay. Thank you for the session. We'll see you in the next session.